Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggett here, representing Team JVS, here to give you guys another movie review. This is an animated film, original animated film that was created through Netflix. It's a Netflix original. This is directed by Chris Williams. If you don't know who Chris Williams is, if you know the story of Moana, if you know the story of Big Hero 6, if you know the story of Mulan, or even just the director side of Bolt, like, he's been a part of all of that. And he wrote and directed or co-wrote this movie I'm talking about now, which is The Sea Beast. The Sea Beast, the background of it is you have what's called the Hunters. The Hunters, their job is to basically protect the perimeter so that anybody that's going out to sea or going from one place to another, they're not immediately killed by these beasts that are just roaming around. Very Attack on Titan-esque. If you ever seen Attack on Titan, anything outside the walls is free reign for anybody to possibly get killed or murdered. And again, this is a kid's story, but it does have some very serious undertones with it, in the sense that these hunters, their pact is that to die is a good death. It is to die a hero for the just cause. And Karl Urban is actually in this one. Jared Harris is in this one. Dan Stevenson is in this one. There's some great actors in this one. But Karl Urban's character plays the role of Jacob. Jacob basically is a young, up-and-coming, like, he's got it all. Like, there are literally stories written about him, as well as all the other hunters. And Jacob is really next in line to be the captain. And you got like one last thing that happens, but then he meets this very unsuspecting Marseille, played the right role of Zaris-Angel Hator. And Marseille, she's an orphan. She's very smart, very inquisitive. She knows everything about the hunters and wants to be one. And the moment that Marseille and Jacob meet, everything for both of their lives completely changes, because the thing that Jacob needs to deal with is not only just becoming the next in line captain, but the big red, the big monster. And they have to try to nab it, because it basically, in the event that they don't, the hunters could never possibly exist anymore, and their livelihoods are in jeopardy. So they have to do something to fix it. So what did I think about this? I think it's great. Like, the thing that caught me off guard is the opening shot. The opening shot is literally at nighttime. You see the water moving, and I was like, yo, this looks amazing. The visuals are great. The character animations, the mannerisms of the characters. Because this is the thing. Marseille is a young, she's dark-skinned. She could either be Afro-Latina, or she could be black. I don't really know. But I do know that they all, I think it is overseas in Europe, but I don't know where the exact location they are. So she's got a European accent. She's got a British accent. But the fact that the way that they have her hair flowing, her mannerisms, her cues, like, is near perfect animation for that type. Matter of fact, you would suspect, if you didn't know better, you would think this is a Pixar movie. Straight up. Like, it is that good of an animation. And even down to when they're doing the action beats. The action beats, it does remind me so much of Mulan. Because Mulan, if you go back to the 2D animation Mulan, the action, it was cutthroat. Like, people were dying, and it went back and forth, back and forth. And the thing about the way the atmosphere builds with this is because this is on a ship. So everybody has their own role to play, right? But Jacob, he has to assess everything and look at everything, but it's in the details. The animation has to be on cue with whatever he's looking at from his point of view. So they're using a lot of different point-to-shoot camera angles to make it even more atmospheric and dangerous. They help with the pacing. But when Marseille is on the scene, they add so much more layers to the emotion of this and what this really means. Like, what is the real purpose of a hunter? What is the history of this whole situation and this war that they're currently in? That's the parts that I did not expect. I didn't expect this to be compelling. Truth be told, Jared Harris plays the role of the captain. The captain has lost so much. And Jerry Harris plays a great job with this from a voice acting standpoint. And I mean, he's amazing, of course. So the way that they utilize him in this one is so interesting because you don't know who the real antagonist is at any given time, because truth be told, these beasts are killing people. So it's like, what is there to assess, but there's so much more that the story allows for you to go through, specifically with Jacob and specifically with Marseille. Karl Urban, it was so weird because I was like, I've been looking at The Boys, and to see him kind of use that, British accent, and at the same exact time kind of tone it down and sound a lot younger and more vibrant. Like, he's a great voice actor. He's doing a great job with this. But of course, the person that steals the show is Zaris-Angel's character in Marseille. She, as a character, and the way they utilize her is phenomenal. So much empowerment behind it. By the end of the movie, you're kind of cheering, or you're kind of like, wow, okay, I see what you did there. There are some moments that catch me off guard a little bit. I don't want to say why or how, but there's some characters that are very vulnerable, emotionally. And the movie doesn't hold back any of it, I guess the best way to kind of put it. So I don't know where things are going to go, And I'm also looking to see if there's going to be a time jump and whatnot. They don't necessarily do that. So I kind of left by the end of the movie kind of just pondering what happened or what's going to be. But it's a great ride. The animation is on point. Even the score and the soundtrack, mind you, could easily be of Pirates of the Caribbean, but very different as well. The other thing about this is it feels like, I don't want to spoil anything, but it feels like possibly an origin story of a certain group of people that are on the seas, so to speak, as well as the Parliament and their role in that. Like, honestly, if somebody told me like, okay, this is kind of like a prequel to a certain big franchise, I possibly would believe it, outside of certain things they do with the creatures and whatnot. But even with that, it still kind of meshes a little bit. So it's very fascinating, the things that they add into this from a story beat, as well as positioning it from an emotional standpoint to work. This is a great animated film, and I highly recommend you go and check out The Sea Beast. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Please go and check it out. It is going to be available on July the 8th, 2022 on Netflix. Check it out, guys. Peace, everybody.